I welcome you all to the today's session of Weekend Technical Series, that is session 3 by the Azure Medici team. So let's have a quick check that what we are going to learn today in our session. Okay. So let's talk about the course agenda, or you can say the session agenda. That is your Microsoft Azure. So today we are going to learn about what is Microsoft Azure. Okay, and how we came across this term. Also along we were going to talk about the certain vendors, that is your cloud vendors, how the cloud vendors, what are the different types of cloud vendors available in the market, and also we'll explore about the Azure portal. What is this tool called as, followed by the Azure portal account creation. So all those things we are going to see in this today's session. Okay, so let's start with the today's first topic, that is your cloud vendors. Okay, so what do we understand by the term cloud vendors? Okay, so what is it like that cloud vendor? A particular vendor is a particular organization or a particular company who is providing you the cloud services. Okay, who is providing you the cloud services? When I say a particular vendor, a particular cloud provider, I am talking about these providers. I'm talking about these providers. Now, what are they doing? Okay, let's understand about them in detail. So we have the top leading providers, that is your cloud provider as a Microsoft Azure, Amazon Web Services, and multiple cloud providers are there. But who is a cloud providers? The question is, who is a cloud provider or a vendor? These are those companies who is providing you the various services on demand. Let's suppose you need a virtual machine. Yes, they will provide it for you. You need a particular database. Yes, you can get it deployed with the help of them. You need a storage account. Yes, that is also possible. You need a particular group of users to be onboarded. Yes, they will provide you the environment. So all those things have been provided by your cloud vendors. When I talk about the vendor, I am talking about something related to the services which they are offering. So what I understood is that cloud vendors are nothing but those companies, those organizations which are providing us the resources. Okay, so cloud vendors are those particular companies or the organization which is providing us the resources on demand. This is very important word which we need to understand, that is called as on demand. So when we need, they provide. When we need, they provide. Okay, so Salesforce, Alibaba Cloud, IBM Cloud, Oracle Cloud, GCP, Microsoft Azure, Amazon Web Services, all these are the cloud providers, and they do provide us various services, multiple services. Okay, it's not only one or two services but multiple services they are providing. So whenever you got this term called as services in the cloud computing platform, if you have missed that session, you can watch the recording of the session 1, that where we talk about the what is cloud computing, what are the various models available. But in this today's scenario, we are talking about the this cloud vendors. Okay, so these are the companies who is providing you the on demand resources. What kind of resources? These kind of resources or multiple services. Okay, so they will provide you. So these are the companies. Let's suppose today you go to the market. If you want to purchase a jeans, if you want to purchase a tees, right, multiple things, if you want to purchase a particular product, those are being provided by the vendor. They have been given or manufactured by their companies, right? So we are getting a cloud services by the Microsoft Azure. Similarly, if you want to get the cloud services, we can get it from AWS cloud. If you want to get the cloud services, we can get from the GCP cloud, Oracle cloud, Salesforce. Multiple things are there, right? So these are the various companies who is providing you the services. Okay, makes sense? I hope that is clear to each one of you, right? Cool. So these are the various companies which is providing us the various resources. Okay. Anyone having any doubt?
No,
Anyone?
Pragati.
No. So these are the various services which has been provided. Okay. So today we are going to talk in our particular weekend series. We are going to cover one cloud provider, that is your Microsoft Azure. So when anyone is asking you what is Microsoft Azure, so first of all, what is the simplest answer we can give? That is a cloud vendors or a cloud provider. Who is a cloud provider? Though is those who are providing the services, those who are providing the services. Okay, so that is called as cloud vendor. Now, what next? So we have something called as Azure. So today we are going to cover about what is Microsoft Azure and how we have been come into this particular terminologies. Okay. So what is Microsoft Azure? So Microsoft Azure was first come into picture in October 2020. You can say that in October 28, 2008 years. Okay, that is around long time back, right? So it is a cloud computing operating system which targeted as a business and developers without additional coding. So this word is very important, guys, when you are learning the Microsoft Azure or the cloud provider. So 28 October, that is 2008, we have got this particular beautiful computing platform, that is your Microsoft Azure, and this is being developed in such a manner so that there will be no additional coding. Even if you're coming from the non-coder background also, you will be able to adopt it. The original name was Windows Azure, was deliberate response in competition to Amazon EC2 and Google App Engine. So these are also there. So your Amazon AWS Web Services came into picture, I guess, around 2004, in the year 2004. But Microsoft Azure has came into picture in 28 October 2008. Okay, and Windows Azure was built as an extension of Windows NT, which was a beginning of the Microsoft Cloud. So actually there was a Windows NT system on which the top of it has been built up as a PaaS service. Okay, so and the Microsoft Azure has been launched with the product, with the project that is called Project Red Dog. Okay, that was a code name of the project, Red Dog. Okay, let's suppose if you want to successfully make this Azure, Microsoft Azure live, right? So that time they didn't realize that this will be going to be like a super cool name and so, right? So earlier they started with the project, normal project, that is called Red Dog, and after that that is, this name was Windows Azure. Okay, there was a next name was Windows Azure. After that its name is Microsoft Azure. Okay, so that was the history of Microsoft Azure, how it came into picture. Okay, in the 28 October 2008 it comes into picture. Okay, so now it is these are the introduction to the Microsoft Azure. Now if you want to explore more about the, you can talk about the history and all. So these are the history of the Microsoft Azure. You can see in October 2008 it was announced as a Windows Azure platform. In March 2009 it also announced SQL Azure Relational Database. Means some of the services are going to add up in the picture, right? Those services are have been add up in the picture. Now in November 2009 it has been up Windows Azure CTP, which will be like based upon the full platform PHP, Java, CDN and more. So you can see that multiple services have been added up to this. See, in July 24, it has been machine learning. Machine learning is been in a public preview, right? In November 2014, outage affecting major website including MSN.com. So these are the events which occurred during the tenure, okay? And if you talk about the recent March 2020, Microsoft said that there was 775% increase in Microsoft Teams usage in Italy due to COVID-19 pandemic. So these are the other datas of your Microsoft Teams as well, which has been included, okay, with the your which has been included with your Microsoft Azure and this product. Okay, so you can say that initial release was this 27th October, like 15 years around back. What are the OS this Azure is supporting? These are the OS. What is, it's a kind of a web service cloud computing platform, and these are the proprietary licenses which is having. Okay, so if you want to learn more about the Azure, then you will be getting this website that is called azure.microsoft.com. Okay, so these are the history of the time as well as the timeline, where like how it comes into picture, how the Microsoft Azure came into picture. Okay, so those are the history of your whole compute Microsoft Azure cloud platform, how it came from here to here. Okay, you can see multiple services have been added over the years to make it more reliable cloud computing platform. Okay, to make it more reliable cloud computing platform. So those things are there. So have a look on these things, guys. And just for our knowledge, what we need to understand, it was launched in early October 2008, and the project called Red Dog. Okay, Red Dog was a project initially of the Microsoft Azure platform name. Then its name is Windows Azure, and then it names as Microsoft Azure. Okay, so that was the history of Microsoft Azure, how it came into picture. Because a lot of us are having a confusion that when it came, what is the history. No one asked me, no one asked, right? Just everyone is running towards the job, running towards the certification to achieve something, but how it came into the picture. So these sessions, weekend sessions of Azure Made Easy team will surely gonna help you. Okay, so those things are there. And I would recommend to go through the various website. You can check out this website, that is azure.microsoft.com, for more details. Okay, so these things are there, which makes our life easier if we know the basics, if we know the infra part of that. Okay, so this is about the history and the timeline. Okay, now, if you talk about the now, our next thing is that our next question, which must came to our mind. Okay, we learned about Microsoft Azure. It is a cloud vendor. It will provide the services. But our next question is that how we are going to learn about, or how we are going to use the cloud computing platform. So the answer to this question means, the question is like, which can come to your mind that okay, we got the Microsoft Azure, but if I want to request the simple VM, if I want to request the database, if I want to request the storage account or multiple other resources, then how we are going to choose, what we going to achieve here is that in that particular case, we are going to see about those creation with the help of your Azure portal. Okay, so you can bookmark this link, that is your https hypertext transfer protocol secure. Okay, 2:/ that is the website name is portal. Why portal? Because we are going to see a lot of things. So it's a kind of a portal where you can request these resources, where you can achieve those resources. .azure.com is a suffix of Microsoft Azure. So together we can call this name as portal.azure.com. Okay, so we are going to go to this website and we are going to see about in a live that how we can go and get those things done. Okay, so those things are there. So now let's quickly jump to the Azure portal. Let me just quickly open the portal.azure.com. So I'm going into the same website, guys. Okay, so let's talk about them in detail. So just give me a minute. So we'll be talking about the portal.azure.com, and just give me a minute. So guys, whenever first you will open your account, or first of all, we need to understand one thing which is very important, that I hope everyone is using this Office 365, right? Everyone is using the Office 365, which we called as a short form called O365. This Office 365, Means, sir, what you are saying? What is Office 365? Office 365 is nothing but what you are using as an Outlook, okay, for your office accounts, your PowerPoint, okay, your Excel, okay, your Word, all those things. You're going to use it under the package that is called as O365. Office 365 is nothing but a SaaS service. It is a nothing but a SaaS service. Then what do you mean by the SaaS service? SaaS service is nothing but as a software as a service. Means you are getting a complete thing as a software. You are getting a complete thing, that is a complete package as a software, right? We know that the service model. So if you want to know about more detail, you can refer the video one where what is the cloud computing, and you can get what is the service models. Okay. So why I'm saying this Office 365? So Office 365 is also trusting this particular Microsoft Azure Active Directory tenant. Okay. So we'll be talking, means this O365 users can directly can take their so in a simple words understand like that. If you have an Office 365 account, I'm repeating from the starting. If you have the Office 365 account, okay, then you can go to the portal and you can type this website portal.azure.com. By default, you will be able to get your account there under the tenant. So what I'm saying that if you have a Office 365 account, let's suppose our company is Azure Made Easy. Similarly, you are working for, let's suppose, XYZ at the rate um, company.com, whatever your company name. Okay, this is an official email ID of yours, right? So what I'm saying that if you log into this particular thing and if it is an Office 365 account, you can open this portal.azure.com. You will get this page as a free start where your account is already present. Are you getting my point, everyone? So my account Rajat at the rate Azure madeeasy.com is an account which is present on this tenant, or automatically it's present. I have not created this account on portal.azure.com. Okay, so if your account is on O365, by default you will be able to get your account there. Okay, even if you does not have any subscription, even if you don't have any kind of subscription or whatever the billing cycle is, no worries. But what I'm saying that you will be able to get all these things here. Okay, so I hope everyone is clear with it what I'm saying. So if you have an O365 account, you can go to the Chrome browser, and if you log into this particular tenant, if your account exists on this tenant, definitely you will be able to see the page like this. They will not ask you to create the account. Are you getting my point, everyone? Is it clear? Yes or no? Okay,
Yes.
cool. So those things are there. Now, our main agenda for this particular session is to walk through the portal.azure.com so that I can make you familiar with some of the basic terms. So guys, we have first come to this portal.azure.com. This is a website name. Okay. Once you come here, we have plenty, the page opens like this if you have account on your tenant. Okay. So this way you can understand this is your tenant name. This is your email address, and there this way you can apply some pick of yours to this particular account. Okay, so this is a place. Okay, so first of all I will talk about this search bar. If you want to search about anything, let's suppose if you want to search about virtual machines, whatever it is you want to search it out, you can use this particular search bar for searching anything. Okay, now, second, so let me just show you quickly. Let's suppose I want to search about anything that is virtual machines. Yes, I can get it. If you want to search about resource groups, yes, I can get it. Okay, so those things are already present. Now, one more thing which we are having. So if you click on this Cloud Shell, here they will give you the option to connect to the Bash as well as PowerShell. Okay, so if you are an Linux expert, go with the Bash. If you are a Windows expert, go with the PowerShell. Okay, Now next here I can go to and close this. So if you want to change the tenant, you can come here and change the tenant. Notifications means whatever you are doing on the portal, you are getting a notification. Let's suppose I started the server, I stopped the server, I deleted the server. All those notifications are coming under this part. Okay. Now, second thing is your settings. Second thing is your settings. You can see I in the settings, if you go, so I would say this all the directory present under there. So you can see directory ID, Azure Active Directory name, all those things are present over here. Domain azuremedici.com. Okay. So question mark, if you see, if you want to get at some support tickets, if you want to create it out, you can come here and you can get it. How can we help you? Like you can ask the Azure community, explore documentation, all those things are there. If you click on this, you can give the feedback to the Microsoft portal team, how you are using, how you are feeling. Okay. Those things are there. Now if you come to this three lines, see we have something called as three lines. If you click on that, it will open you a pane like that. Okay, so there are two things. You can see home, dashboard. Home, if you click on home, it will take you to the home screen. If you click on the dashboard, it will take you the dashboard screen. So dashboard is basically what, if you want to customize your Azure portal account, if you want to customize the thing, you can get it over here. Okay. Now, if you click on this, you will be able to see all those things available. So we have two things, that is what it is called as all services and all resources. Okay. Now, what do you mean by the all services? If you click on the all services, if it will open you like this, the page. Okay. So it will give you all the services present inside the Microsoft Azure. So if you remember, I have told you one thing, that Microsoft Azure is a cloud vendor, right guys? We have understood about that, right? It is a cloud vendor. Who are the vendor? Who is providing you multiple services, multiple services. See, they are providing you the multiple services. So how you can get these services? Under the all services tab. Okay, under the all services tab. So if you go here in the compute section, you can get all the resources present for the compute. If you want to go for the under the database, you can get all the resources present under the database. If you want to go to the internet of things, you can get IoT central hub, all those things. Management and governments, you can get all these things. If you want to go for the mixed reality monitoring resources, all these things are there. Now again, if you go to the three lines and if you go to the all resources, once you go to the all resources, you can get it all the resources present over here. Okay, so what is this all resources? So all resources is nothing but, so what do you mean by the all resources? So guys, understand like that, whatever the resources you have actually deployed on your Azure portal, that will comes under your all resources tab. Okay, let's suppose I have deployed a VM with a VM 101 or database with a DB01. Only these two resources you will be seeing under this all resources tab. Means whatever you have actually deployed, all those resources you are going to see under the all resources tab. Okay, so if you go here, three lines, if you click on the all resources, you can be able to see all the resources under this particular all resources tab. Okay, so that is what we need to understand as an all resources. Okay, so similarly we have the other resources called resource group. Multiple resources are there, cost and billing, help and support. So these all things are there, but don't get confused. Always remember, one common question has been asked in multiple interview is that what is the difference between all services and all resources? So all services means where you are getting the category of the services, where you can actually deploy the services. And what do you mean by the all resources? All resources means what you have actually deployed, what you have actually created, what you have actually done. Okay, so those resources you are going to see it over here. Okay, so if you want to see, click on, if you want to see the name, you can get the name, you can click on sign out, and those things are there. Okay, so those things are there which we need to understand about it. And this I don't have any free trial account. Okay, so subscriptions we are talking about in the next sessions. Okay, so these are the particular thing which we need to understand and how we are going to cover it off. Okay, so this is all about your Azure portal account which we need to understand. Okay, so those things are there. So thank you, this is it.